and it eventually came back of like, "Oh, just fuck off now. You couldn't beat any of us Furies." And I called his bluff because, you know, he's always shouting off saying he's a fighting man, fighting family, fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. So I just said, "You're all a bunch of fucking pussies, like, full of shit."
On my blood, I love them and they're great, but they do aggravate me, as you see.
Do you think they did it on purpose to try and get under your skin?
Probably. But me being a touch mad, it works every time though.
There's a million security, man. If you think you can take it, great ball. Let's see. I'll let you first.
The theatre, the WWE style build-up, you know, from John Fury is just, you know, it was an act today. It was a parody. He quietened down. You know, I'm glad I didn't know there was perspex.
Eddie Hall erupts after the heated airport confrontation with John Fury, showing clear frustration and refusing to be pushed around by the Fury family. He accuses them of constant aggression and big talk outside the ring, making it clear he won't tolerate disrespect again. The situation quickly turns into a bitter verbal war, with Eddie warning that if the pressure continues, he will respond far more aggressively and not be intimidated by anyone in the Fury camp moving forward.
Oh, you're all full of shit. You're all, you know, you'll talk the talk, you walk around headbutting people, punching walls, put your money where your mouth is, and then...
Eddie Hall doesn't hold back in his assessment of John Fury, pointing out how his hot-headed nature has been a recurring problem throughout his life. He suggests that Fury's emotional reactions often push situations beyond control, turning simple exchanges into unnecessary chaos. While acknowledging it could also fuel his passion, Eddie makes it clear that this same temperament has previously landed John in serious trouble and continues to be a major risk in confrontations.
But yeah, he's very hot-headed, which I think is a good thing for him, but also a bad thing for him. You know, the guy's done time for being hot-headed.
John Fury openly admits how easily he gets triggered, revealing that the constant tension and provocation from Eddie Hall and others is exactly what pushes him over the edge. He tries to downplay it with humor, but it actually exposes how quickly his emotions take control in heated situations.
It's, you know what it is, all I could do, you know, I let some kids get under my skin. I should have known better at my age, but you know, I'm a fun guy anyway, you know. And to me, all that's like having a cup of coffee, because that's how I've been all my life. And leopards can't change the spots, can they, Dan?
John Fury doubles down with wild confidence after the airport chaos, completely dismissing Eddie Hall as someone who has no idea what he's stepping into. He exaggerates Tommy Fury's advantages while mocking Eddie's understanding of boxing, suggesting he won't last once real pressure hits. The comments come across overly emotional and defensive, showing John trying to dominate the narrative after the confrontation rather than calmly assessing the situation.
We're going to do the chilling with him, as you've seen today. Eddie Hall, when Tommy's fought him, he's not going to want to fight again. You don't know what he's in for. He thinks because Tommy's small. Yeah. Tommy's like a pocket rocket, isn't he, compared to him? And I got that body belt and I'm feeling the power. He can't take that. That's why he wants to do 2-minute rounds, isn't it?
Spencer Oliver highlights how John Fury thrives in chaos, describing him as pure entertainment who perfectly fits the modern social media boxing world. He points out that John's explosive reaction at the airport wasn't surprising, reinforcing the idea that he often goes overboard in heated moments. While it keeps attention on him, it also shows how his personality turns every situation into drama rather than control.
I did. That's John Fury though, isn't it? He's like sheer entertainment, you know what I mean? He fits into this world, you know, this social media world so well, John Fury, because he is entertainment. Do you know what I mean? He's just one of those guys.
Spencer Brown downplays the airport incident, brushing it off as minor handbags, while suggesting the situation has already cooled down after earlier handshakes. He avoids taking sides and tries to reduce tension, implying that both parties should move on instead of escalating the drama. The tone makes the clash feel less serious, almost like a brief heated moment blown out of proportion.
There's a lot of handbags at dawn. You know, I'm not defending anybody. You know, I've seen the remarks and everything. They shook hands earlier. You know, the guy did say some stuff, and I want to forget it and put it to the back of my mind.
Tommy Fury delivers a sharp reality check to Eddie Hall, making it clear that size and strength mean nothing inside a boxing ring. He breaks down the sport as a skill-based discipline where timing, technique, and experience matter far more than raw power. The message is direct and dismissive, positioning Eddie as someone stepping into a completely different world where strength alone won't save him.
Man, being the strongest man in the world and picking up half a ton meant you was the best fighter of all. Everyone would be a world champion, wouldn't they? If being big and strong meant you could fight, everyone would be a world champion. But in this game, it's not about how much weight you can lift. It's not about how strong you are. There's a ton more things to the fight game. And that's what I'm looking to show Eddie on the night.
John Fury goes overboard again, confidently dismissing Eddie Hall as someone completely out of his depth while praising Tommy as untouchable. His comments sound more emotional than factual, as he repeatedly downplays Eddie's chances without acknowledging any real danger. The overconfidence and constant talk of dominance make it feel like he's trying to convince himself as much as the audience, especially after the heated airport confrontation added more pressure to the situation.
You don't know what he's in for. He thinks because Tommy's small, Tommy's like a pocket rocket, isn't he, compared to him? And I got that body belt on, I'm feeling the power. He can't take that. That's why he wants to do 2-minute rounds, isn't it? He can't do the 3. I can't blame him. You've got to give Eddie all props because he's not a fighter. He's going to get in with Tommy knowing full well what can happen to him. And the only thing he's going to try and do is swing, but he only got hit him.
The Wade Plemons delivers a harsh technical breakdown, exposing Eddie Hall's lack of boxing IQ and over-reliance on a single power shot. He criticizes his poor understanding of distance, timing, and rhythm, suggesting his entire approach is predictable and easy to read. While acknowledging the danger of his right hand, he makes it clear it is being wasted without proper setup, turning strength into a weakness instead of an advantage.
Can just pull off a miracle right hand. What I'm seeing makes me even more skeptical that that's possible because he doesn't understand space and distance. He doesn't understand timing and rhythm. He doesn't understand how valuable his right hand is. And it seems like I'm being counterintuitive because all he's throwing is right hands, but he needs to value that thing. It needs to be, like I said, a weapon of mass destruction. You only bring it out at certain points so Tommy doesn't get a read on it, and also so you don't gash.
Johnny Nelson describes John Fury as an overly emotional figure who often loses control in high-pressure moments and then has to face the consequences afterward. He highlights how John's behavior during heated situations reflects impulsiveness rather than discipline. The analysis suggests that the spotlight and pressure are now forcing him to be more controlled, but his natural temperament continues to make that extremely difficult.
Pressure is now on John to behave himself. He's distracted, a lot of attention and talk, and I'm quite sure someone will have a word with him out. The authorities will have a word with him out.
Tommy Fury clarifies that the real conflict is between Eddie Hall and John Fury, positioning himself as stepping in due to family involvement rather than personal hostility. However, it also shows how the situation has escalated into a full-blown family feud, dragging everyone into the spotlight. Eddie's actions have now turned this into more than just a fight, creating a deeply personal rivalry with serious pressure on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the real beef is between Eddie and my dad. You know, that's genuinely what has happened here. I'm only doing this fight because of my dad. So the real beef is between Eddie and my dad, and I'm obviously just stepping up to the plate. Tyson's on a different stratosphere. Basically, Eddie was having a pop between all the Furies. You know, he wanted to fight with a Fury, and he's got one.
Eddie Hearn admits the situation has spiraled out of control, with both sides making it deeply personal in a way that crosses the line of normal promotion. He acknowledges that while the behavior is over the top and uncomfortable to watch, this is still the fight game where controversy inevitably drives attention. Despite disapproving of the hostility, he also accepts that incidents like this only increase hype and public interest, proving once again that in boxing, drama often sells just as much as skill inside the ring.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's boxing, it's family. John's John. Both goading each other. Both very personal. Both means a lot to everybody. Shouldn't have done it, but it's done.
Simon Jordan delivers a brutally honest take, describing John Fury's behavior as chaotic, vulgar, and completely unacceptable in a public sporting environment. However, he also refuses to act surprised, pointing out John's past and suggesting this type of conduct is exactly what people should expect from him. His argument highlights the uncomfortable reality of boxing culture, where explosive personalities are both criticized and tolerated because they generate attention and entertainment, even when they damage the sport's image.
No, not really. It's thuggish behaviour. John Fury's, is boorish, thuggish, unedifying, unpalatable, uncouth, vulgar behaviour. Absolutely. But what do you expect from John Fury?
Well,
John Fury's been in prison for gouging someone's eyes out. What did you expect him to do? Convert into a Samaritan? Is it a nice look? No. Was it a nice look over the years in boxing about so many things? This ridiculous sentimentalising of society and expecting everyone to behave in their best version of themselves.
Eddie Hall expresses clear frustration, venting that he feels disrespected and constantly provoked by the Fury camp. He accuses them of talking aggressively and acting tough outside the ring, but failing to prove anything when challenged directly. His tone shows growing anger and impatience, suggesting he feels pushed into a corner where only action will settle things. This adds more intensity to the rivalry, turning it from verbal exchanges into a deeply personal conflict.
Fuck it, I was just so fed up. I was trying to get in nowhere with these guys. I'm like, look, you talk the talk, you fucking walk around headbutting and smacking people and punching windows and whatever else. I said, well, why don't you guys fucking put your money where your mouth is for once and fucking do...
The Wade Plemons delivers a sharp and critical assessment of Eddie Hall's training, describing his sparring as poor and lacking structure or direction. He questions the coaching approach and suggests there is no clear improvement in his boxing development. The breakdown highlights serious technical weaknesses, reinforcing the idea that Eddie is not progressing at the level required for a competitive fight. This raises major concerns about his readiness and overall fight preparation.
The new sparring footage that I just saw is abysmal. I don't know what Eddie's been training. I don't know who has been training him. I know that he has been training, but my goodness, I don't know who with, what they're supposed to be working on or why. But let me just show you what I mean. Eddie Hall, training footage and sparring footage just dropped, and it is not good.
Frank Warren focuses on the business side of the fight, emphasizing how massive public attention and financial rewards have made the matchup impossible to ignore. He acknowledges the risks involved, but frames it as a calculated opportunity that benefits everyone financially and professionally. His comments underline how modern boxing is heavily driven by commercial success, where even controversial fights are justified because they generate huge revenue and elevate fighters in the industry.
Everybody's attention for various reasons. And they're getting, Tommy's getting life-changing money. And, how can you, I can't knock that. You're in the ring, it's a dangerous place to be. And, my job is if I see a fight that I feel he can win and I'll put him into it, then I'll do that. And it gets him, gets him further up the ladder. Not only do I think he can win it, I think, obviously this is a high-profile fight, but he's getting a truckload of money for it. So, it ticks all the boxes.
Dave Allen reacts with a mix of disbelief and amusement, pointing out how unusual it is to see a world's strongest man entering a boxing ring. He suggests that the fight feels more like a spectacle than a traditional sporting contest, driven largely by money and entertainment value. While he doesn't dismiss the fighters personally, he clearly questions the legitimacy of the matchup, highlighting how crossover fights are increasingly blurring the line between sport and show.
World's strongest man, amazing. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant. He's fighting Tommy Fury. I thought they were mates. They probably are mates. They're probably making a fucking fortune as well.
Dave Allen openly admits he will watch the fight regardless of his criticism, showing the undeniable pull of its entertainment value. He respects both fighters on a personal level, but still labels the matchup as more of a spectacle than a serious boxing contest. His comments highlight the growing trend of crossover circus fights in boxing, where curiosity often outweighs sporting credibility. While he dismisses it as poor traditional boxing, he also recognizes why fans are drawn to it, reinforcing the idea that modern boxing is increasingly driven by entertainment, personalities, and shock value rather than pure competition.
Watch it. Of course I'll watch it. I like Tommy Fury a lot. I'm a Tommy Fury fan. Eddie Hall. I'm an Eddie Hall fan. I like the world's strongest man. A lot of respect for him. So of course I'll watch it. I'll watch it as it's a spectacle in it. It's part of the new bit of circusry that's come into boxing. All these exhibitions, different people from different sports coming in. But for all intents and purposes, as a boxing match, what a load of bollocks. Yeah, I don't think I don't like it too much. But I'll watch it because it's
it's interesting in lots of ways, and I think people find it interesting.
Vidal Riley gives a technical yet cautious breakdown, clearly leaning towards Tommy Fury as the more polished boxer in this matchup. He emphasizes Eddie Hall's massive size and athleticism but questions how effective that will be under real boxing pressure. While he acknowledges Eddie's power as a potential threat, he repeatedly returns to Tommy's experience and ring IQ as deciding factors. His analysis frames the fight as commercially exciting but technically one-sided, suggesting Tommy should control most of the action if he stays composed and avoids getting caught early by Eddie's unpredictable power shots.
Eddie, when I sparred Eddie, he was 140 kg. I don't know how much he's gonna have to be for Tommy, but Tommy should win, innit? Like, he should win. But Eddie Hall, who knows? It makes sense for Tommy, innit? It's a good fight.
Simon Jordan delivers a blunt and slightly controversial take, treating the fight as entertainment rather than serious sport. He admits he would not want to step into the ring with someone like Eddie Hall, yet still supports the idea of Tommy Fury participating in what he sees as a fun spectacle. His comments reflect the dual nature of modern boxing, where criticism of the sport often coexists with enjoyment of its entertainment value. While he downplays its seriousness, he also acknowledges its ability to attract attention and keep audiences engaged regardless of sporting purity.
If it's a good, fun event, and you take it for what it is, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in it. You know, I wouldn't be across the ring from this fella, but notwithstanding, I'm quite...
The Wade Plemons provides a detailed technical breakdown, strongly favoring Tommy Fury based on boxing fundamentals and experience. He highlights Eddie Hall's lack of refined technique, pointing out that his strength and athleticism cannot compensate for poor defensive and technical awareness. While acknowledging Eddie's knockout power, he suggests it becomes less effective without proper setup or ring control. His analysis also references previous crossover fights to reinforce the idea that skill usually overcomes size. Overall, he positions Tommy as the clear favorite if he maintains discipline and avoids unnecessary risks early in the fight.